Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hey, you know what time it is. We just gonna kick it with K Styles on a
Bam,
Monday night.
bam.
And yes, that is my phone going off again because it couldn't wait for this show to start. Um,
Hey,
as you know, I am your host, Just Kstylz. We're gonna look over to this side. Y'all know who this guy is. You know who these guys is, but we're gonna start with Mr. Jew Talk Sports. Calm before the storm. Your favorite play. God damn it, phone. Okay, we on. Shut
boss ain't gonna
up.
like that. The boss ain't gonna like that.
She ain't gonna like it. Oh well. Oh well. It's the beginning of the show, so we just set the tone. And at the bottom of the screen, as y'all know, this guy right here, it is Mad Mike Sports, the mad scientist, and we are Atlanta Falcons Nation. Three
Absolutely.
fourths of the heavy hitters tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
How are we doing today, fellas?
Hey, news is dropping, dog. The bombs are starting to drop. They finally starting to drop, dog.
Oh, well, which I'm glad that you say that because we need to get this point out the way, and we're gonna get y'all hot takes on this. Mister Dak Press Scott got broke off.
Broke off something proper. God dang. The hell with
He's
Matt
in
Ryan?
money.
Money, 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 money.
But before we get to that, let's go ahead and shout these folks out that's already in the chat, already live over here. Like I said, we got Asia Green in the building, Reggie C2K. These are the regulars. We got Joseph Thornton. Tony Wright is in here, John Kelly, Esperanza Claxton, Champagne the Dom, Devon Stanford, let's get it, G.A. Isaac Crimes. Like I said, Santana, what's going on? Bobby Boy Zone 3. Like I said, we appreciate everybody already in here making it live. So, fellas, we see the news at the bottom of the screen. What do y'all think about that?
Uh, let me say that. I'll say this. Uh, I still don't think that Dak is worth. It's like you got to put up one. Like 140. Like we're talking about 160 million and 120 of it, 126 guaranteed. Like for Dak Prescott, who's only really had one good year. It's like one good year. He had one great season. And that team, that offense is loaded. You got one of the best, most talented running backs in the history of the game is Zeke Elliott, who is an absolute war machine. Like that dude is a war machine. Like he is a goddamn. He's a Marvel superhero in his own right. This dude can catch. He can block. Like I've seen him blowing up defensive linemen. I've seen him blowing up linebackers. Like this dude is an absolute war machine. To have him, Amari Cooper, those weapons that they have there, it's like, bro, you got. I mean, Tyron Smith in his day, like he's not what he was. The offensive line wasn't what the one, but they still a very consistent and good offensive line, and they stick to the run and balance. So it's like, is he worth 160 million, 120 guaranteed, 42 million a year? Hell no. I'm just gonna be honest. Like I want a quarterback who is consistent. I can almost promise you, without looking at as a matter of fact, let me just give y'all the if it speeds up. But when you look at his numbers, we're talking about this is since I'm gonna just go from 2016, 3,600 yards, 23 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 22. You got 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, and 3,300 yards, 3,800 yards, 22 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and his best year, 4,900, 30 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. So, like y'all honest opinion, just based on what I just read, do you guys think that's worthy of 126 million guaranteed? 42. This that makes him the highest paid quarterback right there. Just if I'm not mistaken, that makes him the highest paid quarterback. Yeah, over Matt Ryan right now. Over Matt Ryan and Ben Roethlisberger. Do you think that's warranted? I'm just going to say hell no. That's just I don't believe in him.
Personally, I think that I don't believe that he's worth, what they paid him. But this is why I always say you pay quarterbacks or pay players, premier players, you pay them before their contract is up. You don't let them get to that, get to the end of the contract. And that's what I was saying a little bit about a Foye Aluakon. Like if we want to pay, bring him back, you try to sign him while they still got years left on their deal, because the further you push it out, the more expensive the player gets, because other people are going to start getting contracts. And really, what killed Dallas in this whole deal, they allowed Deshaun Watson, Pat Mahomes, all these other quarterbacks get paid, and then they were forced to pay him, because we know how the NFL works. It's not based off of who's the best quarterback. It's not based off of who's the best players. They basically were going off of the last contract. Deshaun Watson was the last quarterback to get paid. That's like in the same round as a Dak Prescott. Of course, he wasn't going to get Pat Mahomes money, because Pat Mahomes got like 10-year, $500 million, something crazy. But as far as him being the next quarterback up to get paid, Dallas should have had paid Dak Prescott. So I blame Jerry Jones in that front office for not getting this deal done a long time ago. Them franchise tagging him last year is the reason. If they would have paid him last year, he would have got even less than he got now, because Deshaun Watson hadn't gotten his new deal yet. So I blame Jerry Jones in that front office and Stephen Jones for not getting this deal done a long time ago, and them playing games. Them trying to play chicken, them trying to see who blinks first. Hey, look, Dak won the blinking contest. They blinked before he blinked. Let's just be real. Jerry Jones, they lost in this deal. Dak won because in the end, he wanted 4 years and he got what he wanted. And he got over what Deshaun Watson made, what he was trying to get. So in this instance, Dak Prescott won this deal. But at the end of the day, I don't like it, because to me, if Jerry Jones didn't believe in Dak Prescott, they should have just let him go and see what the market bear. Let another team pay him. Like, I don't understand why draw it out this long. This dude get hurt, and then now you guys want to go ahead and pay him after he's waited over a year. What was the point of even franchise tagging him last year if you were going to pay him anyway?
Here's the problem. They didn't believe in him.
Exactly.
That's the real deal. They didn't believe in him. Jerry thought he was going to strong arm his way, because it was already a back and forth going on where they were trying to make Dak the bad guy and vice versa. But like you said, you let Deshaun Watson, you let Patrick Mahomes, you let Carson Wentz and Jared Goff get paid before this guy. And like you said, it was eventually going to come, only because you kept trying to keep this man around, because you were afraid that if he went off and went somewhere else and had success, now you looking crazy. Exactly. So that's why we always say you have to show appreciation for your players right now. And that's what they didn't do at first. But like Don said, he ran off on the plug twice. Like he said over Friday. Hey, like you said, that Matt Ryan contract looks very, very diminutive compared to this now. But that's only because the market is going to keep going up. It's going to keep going up. Like you said, y'all can blame Patrick Mahomes for this now, because 10 years, $50 million, $500 million is a lot of damn money. And that's the only reason why they gave him the 10 years was because to lessen the impact of the contract. See, now this 4 years, they pretty much screwed now. They all in on this team now because they got like 4 or 5 bad contracts as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think 3 or 4. I think that was like kind of expand on what you were saying about Pat Mahomes and that contract. One of the reasons why they signed that to a 10-year deal, it gives them the opportunity to, like, they got several options in the contract. So it's a $500 million contract, but it's essentially, 3 years here, 3 years there, 3 years there. So like in total, it looks like a $500 million deal. But if he continues to play at his levels, like, he's going to get most of that money and probably more. But that's something that you're going to see a lot more of, and especially with this new TV deal that's coming for the NFL. It's like you're going to see a lot of these types of contracts. So that's why a lot of quarterbacks like that, they don't want to sign these long extensions. But I think Mahomes essentially kind of gave them the opportunities to just to be a team player. This is what we always talk about, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. Like, he's just a team player. They give him $500 million because, like, look, you are our quarterback. We believe in you, and we're going to give you $500 million off the top, off the rip. We're going to give you $500 million. All you have to do for us is continue to play at the level that you play. And just, if we need to restructure, if we need you to, like, do what Ben Roethlisberger did with Drew Brees did, and just take some money back and add it here and there every once in a while, it's like, look, that's what you're going to see. So a lot of people are, especially a lot of Falcons fans, and I know Drew read he itched to say so, but a lot of Falcons fans, you better get used to it, because don't be surprised in a short time that you'll be hearing Matt Ryan just signed a new contract extension for $50 to $100 million because of this. Quarterbacks' contracts are designed to give everyone their money.
Yeah, what I wanted to say, Mike, I just kind of wanted to piggyback on what you were saying about, like, when it comes to players giving the team a discount. To me, like, everybody always talks about Tom Brady and how he took discounts in New England and stuff like that. And they talk about Pat Mahomes doing that 10-year deal. Personally, what I feel about it, if you're proving that you can win championship, players are more willing to give you leeway. But when the Dak situation, it's like, we haven't won any Super Bowls. You haven't put necessarily every single player around me to build a Super Bowl roster. So why would I give you a discount? He already was under, because he wasn't a first round draft pick. I forget what round he was drafted in, but he already third round. Yeah, he was already not making that much money as it was. So this is really his first time getting the bag, if you want to be honest about it, which we know even with Matt Ryan, quarterbacks gonna get the bag at least 2 or 3 times if you're a good quarterback. Because Matt Ryan had $200 million deals? And possibly gonna get another contract after this. So it's like,
right.
Dak Prescott hadn't gotten the bag. This is the first time he's finally got the bag. So I'm always on the side of the players when it comes to getting their money. Because how I look at it is, I don't believe in millionaires giving billionaires discount. These owners, Jerry Jones, they filthy rich, man. They got wealth. Dak is trying to build his own wealth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think Jerry Jones is gonna do his players any favor? He ain't giving nobody discounts when he goes to the table and do business.
We ain't heard from Emmitt Smith in what, 2 years? We ain't heard from him. That man got you 2 3 Super Bowls. You ain't heard his name. The damn Dallas is.
Exactly. So I don't believe in the whole giving a discount unless you're on a team where y'all winning multiple Super Bowls. Like Tom Brady, he did that because he was in a certain position where it's like, okay, we winning Super Bowls. I'm going to also have a brand off the field like TB12 because I'm winning consistently. So I'm going to be set for life. But a player like Dak Prescott that haven't won nothing, like we were talking about, man, this man is trying to get paid. He hasn't gotten anything. Like, he hasn't even gotten a bag yet. So he's like, I'm coming to get my money. And I see everybody around me's gotten the bag. Jalen Smith got the bag. Amari Cooper got the bag. Zeke Elliott got the bag. And all of those guys are fumbling the bag. Because when they got it, none of those guys are actually performing up to their standards of the bag that they got. I think they gave Amari Cooper like close to $100 million last year, if I'm not mistaken. Zeke Elliott a couple years ago got that huge contract when he sat out, and he's been fumbling the ball more than anything. He ain't did anything. So Dak's sitting around looking like, hey, look, man, I'm the only one that's playing for a discount. All these guys on the offensive line that's injured, Tyron Smith, these guys consistently getting injured. These guys are they got one of the highest paid O-lines in the game. That's the only guy that hadn't gotten paid. Tank Lawrence, what is he doing? If we go look, I can't remember the last time he's had 10 sacks in the season. That dude got $100 million. So it's like, y'all want that to give y'all a discount, but all these other guys that are performing worse than him, because personally, I feel like if you compare Tank Lawrence to a Dak Prescott's a better quarterback than Tank Lawrence is a defensive end. If you take the top 25 defensive ends, you're going to rank Tank Lawrence lower than you're going to rank Dak Prescott. To me, Dak Prescott falls somewhere in the teens. I say from 10 quarterback, maybe 10 to the 15th fish quarterback in the league. I'll put Dak somewhere in that range. So he's somewhere in the middle of the pack. To me, Marcus Lawrence, if you pull up his stats, that dude has been stealing money. So I'm like, I don't know what the huge, deal was with Jerry Jones and them not wanting to give him his money, because I feel like he's earned it. Yeah, he hasn't won a Super Bowl, but what quarterback has that's gotten the bag? Deshaun Watson ain't got no Super Bowls. Jared Goff ain't got no Super Bowls. They got to a Super Bowl, but they ain't won one. So at the end of the day, this is just the price you pay for a quarterback. Kirk Cousins got the bag. Kirk Cousins ain't even sniffed the Super Bowl. This dude done got the bag. I think he got $88 million guaranteed when he signed with the Vikings. So I'm like, come on, dog. Like, let's be real. Let's keep it a buck. This dude deserved his money. At the end of the day, y'all pay everybody else. This goes to show all of them GMs out there, you pay your quarterback first. He should have been the first one to get the bag. Before they paid Zeke Elliott, before they paid Tank Lawrence, he should have been got his bag. Dak shouldn't have had to wait to be the last guy to get the bag. He the leader of that team at the end of the day. So you always pay your quarterback, and that's something that Arthur Blank and our ownership understands. You will never see them pay somebody before they pay Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, the leaders, the face of your franchise. How you gonna call somebody the face of the franchise and they're not even paid like the face of the franchise? Let's be real.
All right, man. Them was some good ass gems that we just dropped on their ass right here. Like I said, y'all make sure y'all hit the thumbs up on this video here. And like I said, y'all make sure y'all follow Jew Talk Sports and Mad Mike Sports as well. Let's get in a couple of these comments before we get to the main topic of the night. Like I said, we see everybody saying that Dak got the dub on this one. I saw one right here. Colin said he thinks Lamar's contract is going to be bigger than Dak's when his time is up.
That man got an MVP under his damn. Of course, he gonna
exactly. I think they like that Jew was saying fumbling the bag when they got paid. I think that might be the quote of the night right now.
Fumbling the bag.
Exactly. Like I said, Falcons, Hawk, Braves extraordinaire said that's a win for Dak. Not so sure for the Cowboys. Damn right it ain't a win for them because, boy, they tied.
I said, man, you were absolutely right about that. Just like they should have signed him a whole lot earlier. They messed up. Like, that's why I said, looking at his numbers, like, he's not worth 126 guaranteed, but like, they screwed themselves by not paying him. They should have paid him what he wanted earlier so they can avoid this 120 million, 42 million in the first 3 years. Like, they screwed themselves up because they already got to figure out whether or not if Zeke is even the same Zeke. If he's not the same Zeke, you gonna have to trade him or cut him. So you really, and Tank, like you said, Tank ain't did nothing. He got that contract, and that dude just quit. He quit. He got the bag and he quit, bro. Look, he He did that. Albert, hey, he might as well do Albert Haynesworth. Just go ahead, look, bro. Retire. Go sit down on a beach somewhere and just sip your fucking daiquiri. That's at that point. That's all you good for.
You might as well change his name for Tank the Sled Lawrence. He moved like a damn sled. But like I said, like I said, that's a lot of money you got tied up on a lot of them players that's getting injured and not producing. And like I said, a lot of people gonna complain about the contract, but hey, y'all better take it up with the CBA. The CBA set this shit up to be like this.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and get to the real topic of the night. You know, we had to get that little out of there. Oh man, this might be a good show tonight because what we're going to be talking about tonight basically is worst draft picks the Falcons have made in your lifetime. Lord have mercy. Like I said, I know the title said worst 5 draft picks. I know the title said that, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it like this. We just gonna name each person gonna name one, and we just gonna keep going and see how everybody feel about it. But before we get to that, let's go and give some more of these shout outs. We got Triple G in the building, Andrew Bato. You know, these folks just coming in, Harrison the Bunny too. We got King Quest 710. Oh, they already started.
Hey, y'all leave Vic alone. All right, no, y'all ain't gonna do Vic like that. That man did us. No, that man did us in sack. Okay, y'all can't do that to him. I mean,
oh my God, they already started.
Go ahead.
Y'all talking about all of them. Y'all talking about all of them. Let's see. We got Fire Falcon said Desmond Southward. Oh, God damn,
oh boy.
Right. We ain't reading no more. We finna start this shit now. We finna start this shit. This is about to be hilarious.
I'm high. So, I got to hide from that one.
Okay, so how we're gonna do this? We're gonna arrange it from basically the Arthur Blank era, which is 2000 till now. So we're gonna, because like I said, a lot of us might not know the ones that came before them. So we're gonna start within this region. And Mike, we're gonna let you go ahead and start off. What is one draft pick that you could say just absolute wow? And I'm not talking about draft pick as far as a guy get drafted and they not playing. I'm talking about a guy that actually played some snaps and just was bad. If you can't think of one, you could just do that one as well. Oh, this is gonna be hilarious.
Man, this is hard. This is hard. It's so I want to say necessarily say it's, I'll say this one. The obvious is obvious, but damn.
There's so many you can't choose.
The only one that really jumps out to me, the only one that really jumps out to me is like one person. It's only one person that really jumps out to me. That was like damn, like we really drafted this dude. And this dude is Peter Combs. Like he's like the absolute worst pick I have in the history of the Falcons draft. He is the absolute worst. I don't think anybody can deny that Peter Combs is the absolute worst. Like Sam Baker, he was a good tackle, but his injuries. But Peter Combs was absolute good for absolute dog crap. All right, that's what he was good for. You need some damn fertilizer for in the country. All you country people, all you people that like the garden. If you need damn fertilizer, Peter Combs is your damn fertilizer. That's who he is. This dude was absolute good for nothing. He couldn't. The dude, not only was he terrible offensive lineman, but the motherfucker motherfucker could. Every penalty in the book, holding Peter Cons, tripping Peter Cons, offside, like everything. This dude did everything wrong. So Peter Cons is the absolute worst pick in the history. I'm saying it. I'm going out there and saying it. A lot of people probably say, what's the defensive line? It was a long time ago. The black guy. Dang it, for the Falcons. I figured out, but they like to say he was. What's that?
Was it Jonathan Massaquoi?
No, it's not Massaquoi. He was a number 1 overall pick for the Falcons. And
Jamal Anderson.
It was a
Man,
defense.
it
was a pass rusher. It'll come to me. It'll come. I'm sure y'all guys know exactly what I'm talking about.
God damn it, since you did that, I'm gonna go ahead and go next with that. So what? So you say Peter Cons is your number 1 right now?
Because the absolute worst. The absolute worst, bro.
I'm gonna go next on this one, and this basically what you was alluding to is, goddamn Jamal Anderson. What the fuck was that shit? What was that? We ain't seen no tape of it. We seen one, and this is the problem that I have with guys that just flourish for 1 year in college. This guy didn't even really flourish like that. He was average at best.
In college. He had one that
It was like, dude, like this sounds like a Mel Kiper boost up pick right here. Like they talk about he got the athleticism. I didn't see that on the field. And the fact that you passed up on Patrick Willis to get this guy, you passed up on Darrelle Revis for this guy. Oh, that just sounds bad. This dude played 3 years in the league and not recorded 1 sack.
Man.
Bruh, it just looked bad out there. It was like wow. It's like, so you put this guy on the opposite side of John Abraham, but this guy to be the cleanup man, but he can't even clean himself.
Oh man.
Bruh.
Y'all shut y'all filthy mouth. When she hating was not a bus. Shut your asses up.
Hey,
you better not just
hating like that. I'm just telling you, every time we saw Jamal Anderson on the field, defensive end, not running back, defensive end Jamal Anderson, this is our face right. This is how we looked every time he was on the field. We thought, like I said, everybody talked about how Vic and Tack was bad. We was looking like this when this motherfucker was on the field. Do y'all see that face? Do y'all see that face? Lord have mercy.
You know what?
Hey, look, I'm about to say we're gonna go down these bad picks. If y'all decide y'all want to get drunk and drink away the pain, believe me, I wouldn't blame you. Go ahead, Drew. What you got for us?
Hey, I'm gonna start with an obvious one. I seen Chris Houston in there, but I'm gonna start with Tat McKinley because he one of the most latest draft picks that disappointed everybody. Tat McKinley, man. Like coming out of college, I didn't even know who Tat McKinley was when we drafted him. I wanted TJ Watt at the time. Of course, the Falcons, we always pass up on the obvious pick when it comes to defense. I mean, TJ Watt, his tape was there. His brother, JJ Watt, is a generational type player already in the league. You've seen what he has done. And we decided to go with Tat McKinley, who had injuries in college. That's, to me, what the biggest indictment on TD was. This dude coming in had shoulder problems in college already before he even got into the league. And then the type of pass rusher he was with being a bull rusher, we should have known, that we was heading down the wrong path with drafting a guy like Tat McKinley. So I got to start with Tat McKinley because to me, he's just the most latest bust of our Atlanta Falcons. And then the way that it ended for Tat McKinley was just one of the worst. Like at least a lot of those other guys can get cut in the middle of the season. But the way that he acted, like a lot of the guys we're talking about, like Jamal Anderson, a lot of those guys kind of knew that they were trash. Like at least they were they weren't on social media and stuff like that. But Tat McKinley, they knew they were trash. Like, you didn't hear nothing out of them. Tat McKinley was trash, but he act like he good. He on social media talking. He talking in the media. He on social media talking trash. It's like, dude, you are not doing anything on Sunday, dog. The best thing to do is just be seen, not heard. If you trash, just don't say nothing. Just know you stealing money, but just be quiet. Tat was one of them guys that he gonna still be talking like he doing something. To me, that was what made it worse with a Tat McKinley. Is just he could have just went out, got his money, shut his mouth. Nobody would have had. We still would have had something to say, but it wouldn't have been to the extent. I've seen so many rants by Mad Mike about Tat McKinley, but it's because he kept running his mouth. Like, it wasn't like it was unwarranted. He kept running his mouth. Nobody, and that's why you seen his publicist.
You already suck.
Exactly. Exactly. We won't have to. Of course, we'll say you suck, but we won't take it to that next level. But he was one of them guys walking around like he was a perennial Pro Bowler, running his mouth. And it's like, soon as we let you go, you get cut by how many teams? 2 or 3 other teams. That's what even made it worse. You can't even pass a physical, dog. Like, that's the worst. When you can't even get picked up, you on a practice squad team. Like, come on, dog.
He can't even find that man said you can't even.
He said you can't even make it off the practice squad. God damn. King Quest 7 said, if I don't get 10 sacks, I'm cutting my dreads. Remember that shit. Oh, let me cut the cousin down. We remember that crap. That was bad. Like, bro, how you gonna come out the draft barking and can't even bite into a Butterfingers? That was bad.
I didn't get to see a lot of players. Andre Bruce is the guy that I had in mind. But, like, I didn't really get to see, like, he was before my time, so I didn't really see him. So I can't really speak on whether or not he was good or not. But, like, from what I hear, I don't think anybody is worse than as far as a defensive lineman. A lot of people saying Vic Beasley. Like, you can't throw that man in there when you led the league in sacks. Like, that dude Tack ain't never did nothing, and like literally, he's never done anything. And you got all that mouth, so it's like, excuse me. Well, I'm saying Rashid Hateman. Rashid Hateman came in. He was never supposed to be he was never supposed to be a superstar, like a pass rusher. Like, he was just coming in to be a complementary piece to what they already had. He was supposed to be that staple that they had to establish that 3-4 defense. Like that, he came in under Mike Smith, so he wasn't necessarily Dan Quinn's project. And I think, honestly, I'm gonna make a wild statement right here. It's probably not as wild as you may think, but I'm gonna say that's when he decided that they no longer needed Rashid Hateman. That's when the Dan Quinn era failed. When he decided that he no longer needed Rashid Hateman, that's when they failed. Because when you look at it, you look at Grady Jarrett was still there, Tack was still there, Vic Beasley, those guys were still there. Dion, those guys were playing. But when they got rid of Rashid Hateman, and I wrote an article, I did a fan article for the Falcoholic. I wrote an article for them. And I'm telling you, I said Rashid Hateman was going to be glue to that team. And after they got rid of the following year, he had those issues, what turned out to be absolutely nothing. The Falcons defense was never the same without Rashid Hateman. Go back, you look at it, they tried to replicate, they tried to bring in what's the dude's name?
Crawford.
The defensive tackle.
Crawford.
Shelby.
Shelby too.
Shelby. They tried to bring in Shelby to be what Rashid Hateman was. It was no longer that. He wasn't Rashid Hateman. So it's like when I look at it back now, it's like Rashid Hateman was a vital piece to this defense that nobody even gives him any credit for that 2016. This dude was playing all across the line. He played every single position along that defensive line. And once they got rid of him, they said, I don't need you anymore. They tried to bring him back. They brought him back. They brought him back because they knew they screwed up. This is the reason why he got fired. He knew he made a mistake with Rashid Hateman. He brought him back and still didn't keep him. So, like, come on, bro. It's like, I'm just so glad Dan Quinn is gone now. I'm just glad he's gone now.
Oh, I got one for your ass right here. And I think y'all gonna all agree to me, and I'm gonna give you a clue. He had disgraced the most sacred number in Atlanta Falcon history. The most sacred number. He's disgraced it. I see Mike got his head down. We talking about Mr. Christopher Owens.
Oh my God. Every time I saw that dude, he running behind somebody. How you gonna run a 4-2, 4-3, and you always running behind somebody?
Mr. Christopher Owens, I'm sorry, he wore the number 21, and Dion just face palmed every time he saw him on the damn field. Lord have mercy, man. I like, bruh. Dude, how the hell you get drafted? You, like I said, we got him in the third round, but bruh, this dude should have went undrafted, to be honest with you. The way that he played. He'd be in the fan control football league. To be honest with you. I know y'all remember that playoff game against Green Bay. This dude was chasing butterflies out there. It wasn't working for him.
Oh my God.
But I just remember him getting burnt. He always got burnt. I know we talk about Offer getting burnt and getting penalties and shit. This dude was the definition of getting burnt. You ain't really see a corner get burnt like that since we had Jason Webster. So yeah. I'm gonna stick with that one. Rotate to the Jew. What you got for me?
I had to say either Chris Houston, he was a cornerback, if y'all remember, in the early 2000s, or Dominique Franks. Him and Dominique Franks. Dominique Franks was another guy that was god awful. I don't know what pick he was, but both of those guys. I just
looked at. He was 5th round pick, but still.
Yeah. But Chris Houston was one of those guys that went with us. I don't even know how many years he was with the Falcons. Maybe 2 or 3 years. I don't even remember how long he was with us, but he was a bust. I think after he was with us, he went to Detroit, but he was horrible. He was horrible. It was horrible, man. And I was just talent evaluation. It always goes back to evaluating talent. To me, Thomas Dimitroff, and when they were here, they did not know how to evaluate defensive talent. Period. It was horrible at evaluating talent. Even when him mentioning Dan Quinn, I kind of wanted to piggyback on what Mike said when he said we went downhill after losing Rashid Hagan. Another guy in 2016 that went overlooked, we actually signed him, was Courtney Upshaw from the Ravens. He was a guy that was really good in the run game. He was one of those guys that did a lot of the dirty work to allow Vic Beasley and those guys to get after the quarterback. But if you go back and watch number 91, Courtney Upshaw, he was one of those physical guys on the defensive line that was good at stopping the run. And he was one of those dirty players that you can put on the, let him play the 3 technique, kind of like an Adrian Claiborne. You can move him all over the line, interchangeable, but he had brute strength. He was one of those guys that could penetrate in the pocket. He was one of the guys that was kind of one of the unsung heroes of that 2016 Falcons team, or 2016-2017 team. And Jonathan Babineau. Those 3 guys, Jonathan Babineau, Courtney Upshaw, and Rashid Hageman, to me, were like the unsung heroes that we really don't talk about from that 2016 team on that defensive line.
Hold on, we gotta get a couple of these comments. These motherfuckers is coming with them right now. Quentin Willis said Chris Houston. Hold on. Fred Moore said every time I see burnt toast, I think of Chris Owens. Quentin Willis said Chris Houston, all you saw was his dreads in the name of the receiver he was chasing. Hey, didn't he also get burnt? What was it, Mike? When they played against the Lions, didn't he get burnt by Mike Fury or something? Whatever the hell that dude name was.
I don't remember, but I know he was always getting burnt. point blank in the period. It was always getting burnt, dog.
Boy, they burn the kitchen down with these draft picks right now. Billy Mills said, I kind of miss Jalen.
Oh, my God. Y'all going to remember. Oh, man. Do y'all guys remember this pick?
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get this one out the way. And this Brandy Levy said, Keith Brooking over Randy Moss.
I mean,
we don't damn know, bro.
Yeah. Hindsight, yeah, but at the time, Keith Brooking was a good pick, man. Like, he just couldn't cover with crap. But that was a good pick. I thought that was a good pick. That's just me.
Hold on, Reggie C2K said Ken Oxendine. God damn.
Bro, dude, look. I got one for you guys, and you probably just like, y'all gonna be like, okay. But this guy right here, did anybody remember this guy? Devin Bush.
Oh my God.
Devin Bush. He's a first round pick. Exactly. That's the point. A first round pick, and nobody knows him. Okay, that's what we're talking about. We don't even know this guy. Go look up Devin Bush. All right, you guys probably, like I said, man, y'all damn reactions to that was absolute priceless. Y'all don't even know this guy. Y'all probably don't even know. Devin Bush, Florida State. Go watch. Hey, everybody trying to figure out who the hell they're talking about.
That's what I'm looking like. Wait a minute, who the hell?
Hey, he said Devin Bush. I'm thinking of the Steelers linebacker that got drafted last year.
And I remember I read an article they were talking about Devin Bush that played. Then I looked down. Oh my God!
Yeah, I knew that I was gonna get you with that one. I knew that name was gonna get you. Everybody was
like, who fucking Devin Bush?
Oh man, but yeah, Devin Bush was garbage, man. That dude was trash.
Yeah, that dude was bad. Oh man, let's see what everybody said. Fred Moore called him the Atlanta nightlife. He said Atlanta nightlife destroyed Devin
Bush. Oh man. Don't come to Atlanta if it's your first time.
Oh boy.
What they call Buckhead Brick.
Exactly. That's why they had to get rid of Brett Favre. Brett Favre was going damn near destroy himself out here.
Yeah.
That's a Dynamite said. I think he was talking about Tyler Starr. He said the dude that looked like Clay Matthews. I remember that. Boy, they hyped that dude so much that year. Oh my God! I'm like, who? You just see nothing but blonde locks flying down the field for like 2 games out of the year.
Oh man! Oh my gosh! Everybody's still talking like Devin. Oh, Devin full of.
That's looking like who the hell is that?
Like Devin Bush. Like who? Like who?
Hey, shit. That's how I'm a little like, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, trying to get. I think I got one for everybody here. What was his name? Stanley Maponga.
He was supposed to be like a Nigerian nightmare or something like that. The way they were hyping him up, boy.
Boy, he damn sure was a nightmare. He was a nightmare for Wait a minute. Evan Trent said he ain't got no highlights.
He ain't got no highlights. Oh, y'all. Oh, wow. Dang, man. He was that bad. He ain't got no highlights. Damn, I could go watch Peter Ward.
You said you go watch Peter Ward.
I can watch Peter Ward, and that man ain't played in years, and he got highlights. Golly.
Oh man, I got my list up here right now too. So I'm just going back and just looking at all this ineptitude that's been going on with the Falcons for a good little while now. It just look bad. But Stanley McParland, let's just say he just got hyped up to be this new wave defensive end they was trying to push out.
They play for Clemson. They play for Clemson.
That was not Malachi Goodwin you talking about.
Goodwin, that's who I'm thinking about.
We talking about Mpunga?
Yeah, that was TCU.
Yeah, TCU.
Let's just say he was off the team after 2 years. Let's just let you know. That's how bad he.
Boy.
Oh man, go ahead, Drew. What else you got for us?
Look, we done ran through so many horrible players, man. I had to pull up the list. I'm like, hold on, who did we draft? So I'm looking at 2012. Lamar Holmes. Y'all remember him? A tackle. I believe he was in the Senior Bowl.
Man.
No, don't get me started on that whole draft. That whole draft was hot garbage.
He was drafted in the 3rd round, bro. Lamar Holmes. He was horrible. But I believe he was down at the Senior Bowl. And what I tell y'all about the Senior Bowl, we always draft somebody out of the Senior Bowl, multiple players out of the Senior Bowl due to Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitroff. But he was horrible.
Why do we all seriously? We always draft people out of the damn Senior Bowl. Like, what's up with the Senior Bowl?
That man lasted 2 years in the league. It's a 2012 to 2014.
God. Oh, hold on. Hit the 499 super chat by Mark Godby. Appreciate the 499.
499.
He said the first round pick in 2009 was total garbage. Parade Jerry from Ole Miss.
Man,
what y'all take on that one?
He was hot garbage.
I think he had moments, but that's the one thing we always do. We do two things in Atlanta with this organization. We always shop and draft guys in the dang Senior Bowl, and 2, we always draft injured players. What's up with us drafting injured players and people in the Senior Bowl? We always do that.
The Senior Bowl just they like I say, they just need to ban the Falcons from the Senior Bowl. I'm just gonna keep it real with you.
Man, it's just like shopping at the damn flea market, man. That's what that is. That's the NFL equivalent to it. Shopping at the flea market.
They made it to the senior year for a reason.
Right.
But okay, I'm about to say who just went. I lost track. Who
I seen somebody say DJ Shockley, but again, DJ Shockley had an injury at Georgia, so I don't think I don't think he was that good to begin with to kind of say he's a bust. Like, you got to be that good.
No, I wouldn't say he was a bust. He was brought in during the Michael Vick era, so he wasn't brought in to be a starter anyway. You know what I'm saying? He was brought in to be a backup. Like, so we can't say he was a bust. That's like, if we're gonna say that, then we can call Kirk a bust. And he wasn't brought in. He was brought in to be a backup.
Exactly. Ooh. I see a lot of Croy Bierman in the comments. I got a name for y'all too. I got a name for y'all too. And it was said earlier in the chat. Duke Riley.
Yeah.
Deion Jones running mate at LSU. boy had the way he had the blonde mullet. And I remember the first time they drafted him, they were showing him pulling a truck. They were like, "Oh shit, we got a guy here, but this motherfucker couldn't tackle worth a damn."
He couldn't tackle. Every time you see when he did make a tackle, he dancing like he was the linebacker version of Thomas Deku. That's what he was.
Exactly. Cause he was all like, look, he was giving me bad vibes. He was giving me those Jordan Beck vibes. I know y'all remember that pick.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
That was athletic, but wasn't worth a damn. Damn, man, this show is actually depressing now that we think about it. It's like a whole bunch of just terrible picks. It's like
I didn't necessarily like that Robert Alford pick. I thought we reached for Robert Alford, to be honest.
Yeah, that was a reach.
I wouldn't have even drafted him in the second round. I wouldn't have done because I wasn't that impressed.
He was a third round.
Yeah, third round at best. Like I wouldn't have done that. We reached for him because we needed like a corner at that time. He was just reaching. Like he knew that True Front was going to be a good one. I think everybody knew True Front was going to be a good one, but Robert Alford, they was praying on that one. He wasn't even that good in college to be taken that high. It's like he was like a couple of picks right after True Front. So it's like, yeah, we reached. Man, we got a history of just reaching for trash, man. Good God.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jew. You got one for us. You got another one for us.
Man, I'm looking down this list. I'm like, if they drafted, I'm thinking like after the third or fourth round, I don't know if I can really call them a bust, but we done had so many, man, on here. I'm just looking at the list that's here. It's like half of these guys, if I name them, they don't even know who these people are. They don't even know who these players are, dog. It was in the league like 2 years, bro. Let me see. Shane Harlow, trash. 2017. He was drafted after Duke Raleigh, our fourth round pick in 2017. It said he was in the league from 2017 to 2019.
Damn. He was in the league.
Hey, P. Rich, yeah, you just popped in.
You
Jamal
one of the
first ones. Oh my God, keep going, Drew.
Yeah, man, but like I said, Shane Harlow, he was trying like it's just like he's just like another Peter Kahns. Like we didn't know how to draft the trenches. We didn't know how to draft on either the offense or the defensive line. We didn't know how to draft in the trenches. TD. Like to me, the only picks that TD like actually did a good job were the obvious picks, like Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, like guys that you either have to trade up for or guys that should have never failed that far in the draft. Like Calvin Ridley was another one where it was no way he should have fell down to like 20 something. Like we got him, I think, 23, 24 in the first round. Like there's no reason he should have fell that far down in the draft. So it's like, to me, he really didn't understand. Thomas Dimitroff didn't understand how to draft trenches, how to draft those physical players. He just knew how to draft mainly superstars that were superstars in college. And to be real, Calvin really arguably was the best wide receiver when he was in college. Julio Jones was arguably the best wide receiver in college when he was there. So, I mean, when you draft players like that, it's kind of like anybody could have seen that those players were going to be great NFL players. So, I mean, to me, it's just like the guys in the trenches. Like most of our trench players and our linebackers, when I'm looking at this list, were horrible. Like I see Akeem Dent up there as one of those draft picks where it's like, he was one of those guys out of Georgia.
Damn trash in Georgia. He was trash in Georgia. He could do a tackle.
Exactly. He couldn't cover though. And it's like him and Paul Warlow, both of those guys were tackling machines, but neither one of those guys could cover. So it's like, yeah, those guys would have been good back in the 80s, in the 70s, when you really didn't have to cover as a linebacker. But nowadays, when you got running backs and tight ends that are running like wide receivers, running routes like that, like you're gonna get 8 alive, especially nowadays with the current landscape of the NFL, with throwing the ball across the middle is like the main, that's the most high percentage throws nowadays. It's like you gotta have linebackers that can cover. If you just look at the league now, that's why a lot of these linebackers now are lighter than back in the day. Like if you go look at the early 2000s or even the 90s, most of the linebackers were heavier. Now you see guys 220s, 230s playing the linebacker position, where early on, or back in like the 90s, the 80s, you had linebackers dang near 250 pounds, like because you had to be able to come downhill. But nowadays, you dang near got guys that built like safeties playing linebacker. You just got to be able to be physical and be able to cover. If you can't cover nowadays, you're not going to last in the NFL as a linebacker. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much the problem that we had. Like the Nicholases, I seen Stephen Nicholas, Paul Warlow, those guys just couldn't cover. Their coverage was horrible.
You did not just say Paul Warlow. Oh, I get a tackle after 5 yards ass.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Mike, man. I know you got
I got one more. And it pains me to even say that because I like the dude, especially after that sack of crap is no longer with the team now. Luke Stalker. But but Levine Toilolo is absolute trash, man. Like that dude was out of the league in less than 3 years after he left the Falcons. I don't even think he's a journeyman at this point. I don't even think he's on the roster. Like he got him. We drafted him in the second round. So it's like this man. God, what good was? What the hell good was? Like what did you do besides Julio and Matt?
They drafted Toy Lolo because he was 6'8", 260. He was supposed to be the red zone target, but he couldn't catch worth a damn.
He had catching issues in college, so why you draft him? Like, just like this is stuff. My goodness, man. This is getting depressing, man. This is really getting depressing.
Hold on. I got one for you. And I know y'all probably don't remember this name. Jimmy Williams.
Bro. I see him on the list. I see him on the list, and I still don't know who that man is, dog.
Jimmy Williams.
What he went Vontae? He went Vontae? Who he went?
Virginia. He was Virginia Tech. Remember, because he was the one that was supposed to be brought in to be tandem. He was supposed to be tandem with D'Angelo Hall because D'Angelo Hall pushed for him to get drafted in the second round.
That's how bad he was, dog. I grew up in Virginia. I didn't know who this man was, dog.
He got drafted. He was like one of the first picks of the second round that year. I'm looking at it now. It was like, bro, we just had no luck with nothing.
Nothing.
It's like because Jimmy Williams had the kind of like the build. He was like the 6'2", 200 type of guy, fast as hell. But problem was he had the Nnamdi Asomugha issues. He couldn't play zone coverage to save his damn life.
You a damn safety. How the hell you a safety? You can't play zone. That's all you got to do is really just stand there.
No, he was a corner. They tried to move him to safety. They're like, "Nah, we just gonna cut your ass." You can't.
I remember him being that safety, but he was a corner.
Oh Lord, P. Richter went to one of my other ones too. I'm gonna throw this one out here. I'm gonna see if y'all remember this name, Chavis Jackson from LSU.
Yeah, I seen his name on the list. I didn't even want to bring him up, dog.
Don't bring him up, Drew.
I seen him and I was like, nah, bro. All I remember was he wore the number 22. If I remember when he was here, and I remember he was garbage. Yeah. That's all I remember. So,
dude,
he one of them guys.
All right, Drew. You got another one since that was already in the chat. You got another one for? I'm just going down the list. And like that, we just talking about the first 2 or 3 rounds, and we ain't even went down the rest of the rounds yet.
I'm still one I seen out of the chat. I think it was like Prince Shimbo. I seen him. I knew he was out of Notre Dame. He was a linebacker, but I think he got in trouble off the field. Real talk. I don't know if you guys remember in 2014, he did something. I don't know what happened, but I know there was some allegations out there that something happened off the field. So I don't know if that was like
he killed the dog, and after that, Mike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know if he was gonna be trash or not because he didn't last but like a year. He got in trouble like right away. As soon as he got drafted, he got in trouble. So we gonna call him a bust because he was a knucklehead. He did something dumb. But yeah, man, I don't really know how good of a player he would have been in NFL. On the college level, he's a pretty good linebacker at Notre Dame. But I know coming out, he was highly touted. But I seen his name earlier pop up in the chat, so I'm gonna steal it out of the chat. But yeah, man, we just had bad luck, man, with some of these guys. As much as they say we want good guys off the field, we done had our share of knuckleheads, man.
Exactly.
Whew, my God.
All right, Mike, you got another one.
Man, good gosh. There's so many though. It really is so many.
I'll give you one, Mike. I see on this list since I ain't really get one. I stole one out the chat. Right. Lawrence Sidbury. I think he played at South Carolina, the defensive end. He was drafted the same year that Perez Jerry was drafted. He was in one of the worst drafts, dog. Perez
I wish you could have just felt my.
Go ahead, K-Style.
I wish you could have felt my stomach when you just said that name because it was like,
bruh. The only person on this draft that was worth anything was William Moore. Everybody else on this draft, he was drafted with Perez Jerry, Chris Owens. He was a 4th round pick. Lawrence Sidbury, William Middleton. I don't even know who he is, dog. They say he was a QB. 09. I don't know who that is. Garrett Reynolds, Spencer Atkins, and Vance Walker. That was that whole draft class in 09. The only guy up there that I even remembered of being somewhat as good as Willie Moe. Everybody else on that list was garbage.
Man, this is sad.
This is one that probably nobody will probably even think, but I'm gonna say this one, and everybody will be like, who? Like who? This guy, he was Alabama. He's supposed to be one of those guards. I think he had like a knee, a leg injury or something, but he was supposed to come in and he's probably be one of the toughest guys in Alabama. He's supposed to come to Atlanta and have that same type of mentality, but when he got a chance, like that, he just did absolutely nothing. And I'm talking about Michael Johnson from Alabama. Alabama.
$5 super chat said Jason. Reggie said, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, hit this comment up. He said, after running down this draft of misses, I don't want to hear anything more about the quarterback being the problem.
Oh, man.
Reggie said, Mike Johnson.
Mike Johnson, he was supposed to be the savior. He was supposed, because we had a lot of guard issues, and he was supposed to come in and be that physical presence. And it's like that dude couldn't even get out the practice squad.
That sounds really reassuring right now. That is really reassuring right there. Damn,
he got that guy in the 3rd round.
This is good, y'all. I forgot about Laurent Robinson. He was one of the worst. My friend swore he was it when we drafted him. That boy was god awful.
Oh man, I used to. Hey, hold on. We got to highlight the new member for you, Mike. Got a new member.
What's
The Kai, the kid, the games just became a new member. Hey, welcome to the family, homie. No, this draft so bad that my damn Bixie came on talking about, are you okay? My phone literally just asked me, "Am I okay?" Oh my god. Yeah, because I'm still looking at this list, and I'm gonna kind of throw an old school one here. I kind of saw. I don't know if y'all remember this name, Jamie Jermaine.
Nah, I don't remember the position he played.
That sounds
He was supposed to be the heir apparent to Terrence Mathis.
Oh Lord,
wow. No. With a name like that, I wouldn't even. Hell no.
Nah, bro.
Sound like a damn Jackson. Soft as a mug. With just that name alone.
Because they drafted him out because he came out of Miami. So, at that time, Miami was becoming that program. And, oh shit, 3rd round pick. Let's get this guy. Terrence Mathis is out the door. Tony Martin is gone. Let's go and get us a wide receiver. Jermaine didn't last but 2 years with the Falcons and got cut. I was like, oh my goodness. Reggie just gets in here laughing his ass off. He said, I went back to 1998. Yeah, that was a long time ago, bro. Lord have mercy. All right, Jude. What you got, Mike?
No, I was about to say somebody.
Go ahead.
I think he was just he came in with a lot of hype out of Penn State. Hint. Brian.
Wait a minute.
Brian freaking Scott. Y'all remember Brian Scott?
I like Brian Scott though. He was inconsistent as hell though. That's the problem.
He came with so much hype. That man was supposed to be the next Sean Taylor, bro. Like they said he could cover. They said he could hit. He was okay, but he was inconsistent like a mug, man.
like he had games where it was like, oh man, this guy could be one of the best safeties in the game. Mm-hmm. Then he had games like, really? I'm like, really? you just blew that. You just blew that. AJ Evans said Bubba Bean.
Bruh.
It was Bubba Bean.
Man, these names.
Man. Hey man, we're gonna move off this topic here, man. Bro, I'm just looking at a whole bottle of Jack Daniels right now. This looking so tasty right now. Let's looking at all these names right there.
Whoa.
What's up? But like I said, we're gonna end. Like I said, we're gonna wind it down here. But I want to get this point out right quick. I told Mike about this. Okay, I got a little story here. This weekend, I found something that was so funny to me. As y'all know, like I said, I'm kind of an on again, off again wrestling fan. So I was tuning in between the All-Star game and AEW Revolution. They was hyping up this exploding barbed wire death match, and they said the ring was supposed to implode at the end of the damn match. Tell me why they brought out the Gilbert sparklers out there that you get from Walmart. I was down like, man. I was like, bro, like y'all done hyped all this explosion up for some fireworks, for some sparklers. Not no fireworks or nothing. You talking about sparkles?
It was legit sparkles. That's what it was. Legit.
I was like, oh my! I like, bro. Y'all just made my day. But yeah, Miss McAtee, yeah, that shit was terrible. I was roasting the shit out that shit the whole night.
Gilbert, it was Gilbert all over again. That's exactly what it was.
Exactly. It was. But like I said, I just want to get that little bit out the way. Like I said, we're gonna wind down for the night. we're gonna let the guys, like I said, we're gonna say we appreciate everybody tuning in for us tonight. Like I said, hey, y'all are an important part of this thing we got going on. Everybody that's watching, everybody that's in the chat, everybody that's gonna replay and rewatch this show. Like I said, at the end of the day, y'all are all important to us. Like I said, I'm just Kstylz. Like I said, I'm on the road to 1,000. I got about 815 more of y'all to go. The road long, like I said. I'm still hanging on strong with it.
You still saying that?
Yeah, Jamar's 58. Yes, shout out to Bobby Lashley for being WWE champion. That was a shocker. You know, they don't like black wrestlers like that being champions. But
that's a whole nother one.
Exactly. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let the guys plug in they final plugs in for the night. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start the fast break off with Mr. Jew Talk Sports. What you got for him, homie?
Well, I want to thank you, Kstylz, for letting me come up here and kick it with you. As always, it's always a good time. I want to thank everybody in the chat for tuning in. I also want you guys to go over to my channel, Just Talk Sports. Hit that subscribe button. Your boys is 4 subscribers away from 900. We at 896. So let me just get 4 of you guys to go over to my channel. Hit that subscribe button. I actually dropped a video today about draft prospect TJ Vasher, and we talked about the punter that we picked up today, that we signed today to that 1-year deal. Don Maggio, I think is his name, the punter out of Wake Forest. So y'all definitely go over and check out my channel. We're on the road to 1,000, so we're about 104 away from 1,000. So I definitely gonna do something when I hit 1,000. I gotta have everybody on here. You know, we're gonna have a party. When I hit 1,000, we're gonna definitely get up here and do a live. So I can just thank you guys for helping me get there. Definitely go over to AFN, hit that subscribe button there as well. We're neck and neck right now. They're on their way to 1,000 as well. So definitely continue to hit the subscribe button. Mike been dropping videos. Him and Maggie been dropping videos almost daily there. So definitely go there. Just Kstylz, hit his channel up. Everybody a part of the team, man. Just we're going to continue to bring you guys stats, the facts, as always, on a daily basis. And we're going to give you updates on what's happening around the league as well. As we talked about Dak Prescott today, having that big contract hit tonight. So I'm happy for Dak Prescott. I'm always happy when a player gets their money. So shout out to Dak Prescott. But as I said, we're going to give y'all Monday night back. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And I'm going to kick it over to Mike. But we really appreciate you guys. Like we said, AFN is not just about us, but we do it for you guys. We do it to entertain you guys and also educate you guys, on the real Atlanta Falcons sports talk. I'm going to kick it over to Mike.
Hey man, look, I just want to say this, man. I've been really feeling like getting back to my roots and just getting back to just Mad Mike, man. Just really getting back to Mad Mike, and I just want everybody to understand what I am first. All right, I think this is very important to say this. All right. And I'm not gonna say this anymore. Everybody know it's clear. Mad Mike Sports. All of that is it's I think it's transparent what you're gonna get here, especially from me. Mad Mike Sports. So when you come here, it's a good chance that you might get a rant from me. It's a very good chance that you get a rant from me, okay? A real good chance that you're going to get one from me. So don't be surprised if you get a shut the hell up. Oh, you crazy as hell. What the hell are you talking about? You stupid. I mean, you might get it. You might get it, all right? So don't take it seriously. Look, bro, I'm just having fun. This is barbershop talk. I tell Judy to shut up. I tell Kevin to shut up. I tell Maggie to shut up. And I mean, I tell everybody. Look, I'm me. I'm just me. I'm just me. All right. So don't take it seriously, man. This is all love. everybody know when you come here, everybody have a free platform to speak your piece. This is why we open it up even after our post game. We have a show called the After Show, where you guys can come in and speak your piece. I don't want to sit here and talk for 2 hours. I really don't. I can, but I don't want to talk for 2 hours. So you guys, the after show is for you. The after show is for you. So when we open it up, if you want a Justin Fields, come on, please. Please come and tell me why that you want Justin Fields. Nobody is willing to come on the show and tell me why did you want Justin Fields. I'm begging, please, Lord, please, Lord. Somebody come on and tell me why. Okay? This is your invitation to come on and be heard. So with that being said, man, like I said, Atlanta Falcons Nation is for the people. Atlanta Falcons Nation is for the people. It is for you. So with that being said, we're going to kick this thing to Kstylz.
All right, like you said, one more thing I want to get out of the way, and I saw here in the chat too that I won't get out of the way. I don't know if y'all heard of, like I said, I saw in the chat. Hey, Mike, y'all ain't hear about the Instagram bust downs written down U-Hauls during the All-Star game, right? You didn't hear about that, did you? So apparently they couldn't afford rooms, so they all rented U-Hauls and was sleeping in them and doing their bust down duties. I like, man, and these are the same chicks that coming up with the GoFundMe accounts because they can't afford to fly back home.
Oh man, oh my God. I saw that.
How you gonna try to trick money, but you ain't got no money? You're doing a disservice to the game. You're doing a disservice to the game, bro. You telling me you done flew down the All-Star weekend to try to get you a baller, and you sleeping in a U-Haul van.
A U-Haul. Boy. If you're gonna be a crook, at least be a good one. All right.
Exactly. So that means
to do it right.
$40. Yeah. Chris Dunlap said it best. These $40 tricks ain't made no money. See? Sometimes hoeing don't get you where you want to get to. You better stay on the right path. You don't want to be creating no GoFundMe trying to get back home.
Hold on. Let's get Reggie, man. Yeah, Reggie. You already know that I'm definitely. I feel you on there. I lost my mother about nearly 2 months. It's nearly 2 months. So I definitely feel you there, man. Condolences out to you and anybody out there who lost a loved one. Who's lost a loved one, man. You know, I'm right here for you. Everybody right here for you. So we definitely send our condolences out to you, bro.
Oh yeah, like I said, I'm sorry to hear that. Like I said, that's condolences not only just from us, but from everybody with AFN as well, homie. Definitely.
Most definitely.
Like I said, we gonna continue to try to put this content out. Like I said, to basically heal, because at the end of the day, all this stuff is healing us by letting us get our stuff out. And like I said, at least trying to put a smile or make somebody laugh that's watching this. Because at the end of the day, if we ain't smiling or we ain't laughing, it's doing damage to our health as well.
Absolutely.
So, like I said, we're going to be strong. Yes, humble Brando. Yes, that's a $19.95 a day ball, man. So that means that basically means that they were taking pigeon baths.
Oh, not the pigeon bath.
Hey, Mike said that was for you.
Hey man, it's all like I said, it's all good, man. Like I said, man, this is trying time for everybody. So anybody out there, that's not necessarily just me. It's anybody out there who's going through anything. Because, like I said, man, this is trying time for everybody. So anybody who lost a loved one, just hang in there, man. It definitely gets better. But I definitely appreciate it. I definitely appreciate that, bro.
Yeah. Because Reggie also said it's hard to ball on a budget when you have zero balance on your debit.
Zero.
Yeah, they literally had a woman say she couldn't get back home because she was waiting for her unemployment check to hit while she was down here. So she had the money to get down here, but she had the money to go back. I said, God damn, boy, y'all need some priorities, man. But
I don't get it. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it.
It's all about money, man. Everybody's willing to live and die by money, and not realizing that money, the dollar bills don't have as much value now that it used to.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep it real with that. Oh man, but like I said, what we tell them, Mike, you ain't got to go home,
but you gotta get the out of here.
And we appreciate not only Mike and Jude Talk Sports, but everybody in the chat kicking it with Kstylz. Until next time, on the next episode of Just Kicking with Kstylz, we'll see you next week. Deuces.